Welcome to Buckle Up Podcast Universe with Brandon Rush.
Recording in progress. And welcome back to the Buckle Up Podcast Universe with Brandon Rush and Mama Rush. If this is your first time joining, I am actor Brandon Rush, and I have been in 80 television shows and movies, some of the biggest shows ever created in the world. And I do co-host a show with my mother, Mama Rush, who is a pharmaceutical sales specialist and has many other great talents, including asking some of the best questions on this podcast, I believe. We have before I say what I'm about to say about our special guests, we are on 6 continents. We are in 82 countries and 950 cities around the world. So we're very excited about that. If you hear my phone going on, we just had a guest, so I'm just getting some messages about that. But today we're going to have King Trot on here, who is a guy who has been going viral on Instagram. I'm going to play one of his clips because you guys have probably heard him too. Let's see here. And that is King Trout, so he does a different. All right, so that is King Trout, who we're going to have on here in just a few minutes. A little bit of background about today's guest, King Trot, King Trot, I think is how he pronounced it. I could be wrong. A Kansas City native whose journey through music, faith, and resilience is powerful. He was raised in a church with a pastor father. He grew up surrounded by music and developed his gift early. He played college football at Mississippi Valley State before a life-changing back surgery shifted his path. The journey led him to Las Vegas, where street performing and freestyle rap took his talent viral. Now he connects with audiences through energy, humor, and purpose-driven creativity. So I'm going to bring him on to the show as we speak. Let me just hit pause right quick. And then let me do the voice. He should be in here in a second. Mm-hmm. King, what is going on, brother?
What's going on? I'm doing well.
First off, very nice to meet you. Welcome to the Buckle Up Podcast Universe with Brandon Rush and
Mama Rush.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you as well, King. King, how do you pronounce your the last name? I want to make sure I said that correctly.
King Trot, like a gallop, like a horse gallop.
Okay, King Trot. Man, let me tell you, brother. I've been I've been on Instagram for a while now, but I've been seeing your videos of you going to jail, and that is the catchiest thing I think I've ever seen. But it's funny too.
Yeah.
So, dude, man, today we want to hear all about that and your journey and all. I gave kind of a mini bio of you, but I want to get into you, man. But I guess we can start however you want to go because it's all about you today. But I just want to say those videos of you're going to jail, I showed the audience too. We're not live, but I showed them the clips of it. Dude, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, yeah, it's all about you, brother. Tell us about your journey of getting to street performing and even that song. How did that come about?
So I kind of started street performing, I would say about 12 years ago. And I only did it for a short period of time. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, but I moved to Vegas and I got into street performing. I used to bring my whole keyboard out. I played the piano. I used to bring my board out, my mic, everything, man, and just have a real live show out there. And it was a fun thing, man. And I did it for a short amount of time. And then I left music for a long time, about 10 years, honestly, man.
Oh, really?
I got involved with other ventures, financial services, things like that. And fast forward 10 years later, I moved back to Vegas, and I was just kind of bored at home, man. I have a couple businesses that I run, and I was bored. I was sitting at the house and I was talking to one of my boys. He was like, "Man, remember when you used to go out and perform on the strip, man? I've never seen you more happy in your life than performing for people and doing that kind of thing." And I said, "Yeah, bro, I do remember that, man. And I think I might try it tonight." And so I went out and I went to Fremont. The videos that you guys have been seeing is from the Las Vegas Strip, but I went to Fremont originally. And the first day I went out, man, it was crazy. I didn't put a pot out or anything to make any money. I just wanted to, get the cobwebs off, kind of deal. And man, I made like $400 an hour. I said, hold on.
Holy smokes! You said an hour?
In like an hour, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so and back then I was only doing my written material. I wasn't doing the freestyles.
Yeah.
And so I began street performing again, I would say 2 years ago, and I was only doing my written material for a while. And there was a guy that came by one time. I guess he was a fan of Harry Mack, who's also another incredible freestyler. I listen to a lot of Harry stuff. And so he's like, "Yeah, man, I have like 3 or 4 words. Can I give you a couple words, man? And can you put those words together in a rap?" I'm like,
yeah.
Of course I could do that,
Yeah.
And so I ended up doing a freestyle in that moment, man. And the way that the crowds gravitated to me, man, I said, hold on, I think I might have something here.
Yeah.
And I began freestyling about a year ago, and the going to jail situation. So the first viral video, there was a guy, and he was,
it's so funny.
It's freaking nuts, man. So I'm just freestyling, right? And I kind of just rap about everything I see. And I see a guy getting arrested on a bridge, and he's like super belligerent, And so I just throw him in the freestyle. In that hook, that going to jail, going to jail tonight. It just like I seen how people were reacting to the hook live.
Yeah.
Continued to rap that hook, and by the time he made it to the corner in front of me, it became what it was,
Yeah.
And the first video it did, the girl who actually posted that video, she did about 15 million views.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, and so I reposted it. I got a couple million, and then other big platforms started to catch on, and it kind of became a thing. And so, and it's Las Vegas, Nevada, bro. So there's a lot of people getting arrested every day. There's always content for the theme. You know what I mean? So it kind of became a thing, man. And I'm currently at part 4. There was a guy, a couple nights ago that got arrested, and I made a new one about that one there. So the internet loves it, man. So I give them what they want,
I think it's funny that they keep getting arrested right there in front of you or nearby. Because I'm like, the timing of that is impeccable. And I was thinking, I would hate to go to jail, but to be hearing that song of going to jail is one thing. And then how do the cops respond? So how do the cops respond?
What the cops
and then how do the people that are locked up, like, it's just
crazy work. So I got to tell you this story, man. So I drive pretty fast, man. So I was in my, I don't know which car. I don't think I was in my Charger, and I was going about 15 over the speed limit. I got pulled over by a police officer near my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Put on the going, because there's an actual, I don't know, most people haven't heard the actual song, the official version of the song. So there's an official version, and I put it on the radio. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, heck yeah.
Let's see what the cop does. Let's see what the cop does, right? He comes to the window, and he's like, "No way, man, you're King Trot, aren't you?" I said,
"Yeah."
He's like, "Man, we love this song. We play this in a precinct."
Heck yeah.
I slap it in my squad car. We really like this song. And I'm like, he's like, "Man, I'm going to let you out this ticket, man. Just slow down. Just know precinct, man, you're like a superstar to us." And I'm like, what?
Heck yeah. Right? That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So it's cool, man. So obviously there's some perks to it as well.
Yeah, dude, that is absolutely amazing. And go ahead, Mom. Sorry.
No, I said that's absolutely perfect. So you got out of a ticket. Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I gotta give you credit when I saw, I think it was a volleyball team or a basketball team, the group of girls that came by. It looked like it was 15 or 20 of them, and you rapped about each of them. And I think even an Asian couple was in the back, I think, on that one.
Yeah.
But for you to be able to, that's no easy task, brother. Is that something you feel like you've always how did you discover that you were able to, that's poetry in motion.
That's a talent.
Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kind of started in grade school, at the cafeteria table. And I was always like like the class clown. They labeled me as the class clown. I always wanted to joke. I always wanted to play. And once I got into music, because I grew up in the church and I played, the instruments in the church, so I was always very musical. My dad's very musical, my sisters, and I started to listen to rap music, and I'm like, oh, this is different than the church music, right? And I noticed that I was pretty good at it. So, around the lunch table and I'm freestyling, and I always, if I'm tooting my own horn here, let me know. But
no, you're good.
No, that's what you're supposed to do.
There was a separation between me and the rest of the people who were freestyling. And I had buddies that really used to go hard. My boy Jared McDaniel and Mike Love and Juvie Ray, those guys, man, I had to shout them out, man, because they played a big part in me becoming the freestyler that I am today. But I've been doing it my whole life, man. So the volleyball video that you guys seen, where I was just going tit for tat with everyone. That's kind of like how we would do it. We would rap around the lunch table. It was more like in a comical way, and we're roasting each other, but with lyrics. So I've been doing it my whole life, man.
You were blessed to have, and it's growing up in a church. But I'm gonna hit two things with that because I don't know to say that I grew up in a church, but my grandfather was a bishop, so I spent a lot of time with him in the church. And then my parents took us to church every Sunday, and my dad, when he was alive, was a preacher's kid. But what I want to say along those lines with that is, there is so much talent that is in the church that oftentimes people don't get a chance to see, just depending on what kind of church it is. Sometimes that talent don't always get to make it out because of just older ways. But I think it's amazing that God bless you with this gift in that spiritual family, that I think you even said that you wanted to help bring attention to even God's word and things like that through your talents. And you are doing that. So I would say you're doing the Lord's work, to be honest. I always call it, I had this running joke that I always would say that when I book an acting role, that I'm a different kind of preacher because God didn't mean for me to be in the pulpit. He had me out there in the world, coming across different people, even being here now using this platform to help spread the word that way.
Yeah, man.
So I feel like that you're doing the same thing, and I can't commend you enough for it, brother.
Thank you, bro. I feel the same way, man. So that's kind of how I kick it to people, because a lot of people who they associate Christianity or the church with this traditional, very ordinary. There's a certain idea behind how it should look, what they should do or how they should be. And I tell people I'm non-traditional, but you will see God through me, whether utilizing my gifts or in the actual words that I give people. So I agree with you 100%, bro. Yeah,
heck yeah, man. It's so important for me to hear, for our generation, I would say too, to spread that amongst, people, which look at the amount of people. You said you hit 15 million people. That video hit 15 million people that are going to look you up I saw you. It went viral. It came, I saw the video pop up, but that was God working through you to reach so many people, and me having no idea what your background is, but me feeling called to, hey, let me find out more about this man. Here. So I think that you're doing great work, and if more people, especially growing up in church, at least in the older time ways, if they knew more about, being contemporary, there's different ways, and people have talents that could have spread out to far more reach had they been allowed to.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't listen to you guys.
You're good.
Turn the camera. Wait, it just, boom.
All right. You're fine. You're absolutely fine. So how did growing up in a church kind of shape you?
Well, it taught me discipline, number one, There's certain laws and commands that God gives us as human beings that make us better, collectively and individually. So I would say the discipline, and then my dad was very authoritative. So that,
You got whipped too, huh?
To say the least, Pop was very authoritative, but looking back on it, man, I wouldn't change it for the world because, some people, like for instance, now I'm doing the street performing more full time. I had a couple businesses fail, so a lot of people can't go out and they can't just be their own boss and be responsible that way. But because the way I was raised and because of certain things that I learned in the scriptures, if a man don't work, he don't eat. Just principles like that made me able to maneuver in life in a way where I don't have to go and ask with my hand out to people, but I can give them something. And then obviously people reciprocate the level, based on what they receive from me, they give, and they give very generously. So I enjoy it, man. But yeah, the church had a lot to do with my structure as far as being just being responsible, man, and knowing that there's something greater than myself out there. So I always try to. I'm very humbled by all of the notoriety, because that's not even an interest of mine. I don't really care for the fame or the notoriety.
Yeah.
I don't even shoot my own videos. Like, all the videos on my page, and it's become kind of a thing, but it's from the fans' perspective. And
Yeah.
like in the video you seen, I'm like, hey, send me those videos, because
Yeah.
I'm like, get it, and it's because I knew that it was a moment that the rest of the world needed to see. So I would, I freestyle all the time, but most of the time I just let people, walk away with whatever gift that they got from what they experienced. But I had to get that one, the one you guys seen.
Oh, I mean, it's amazing. I know next time I'm in Vegas, I'm gonna go by to see you, because I was like, I have to.
Yeah, come through, man, for sure.
I definitely will. So, go ahead, Mom.
Well, I'm going to ask a little bit more about. I can see from what you're saying, and you're just a humble individual. I can see that, and God is shining His light all over you, and I appreciate that so much. But I understand that you play. I see your family plays a major role in your life. They did, and they continue to. And you can talk about that if you like. But I wanted to say that I read something, or I saw something, where you played football at a period in your life, and then you had some kind of back surgery. Tell me about that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that was major, man. I became pretty good at football, man, at a young age, and I got a football scholarship to play at HBCU. And for a long time, that's one of the reasons why I got away from music. I was naturally gifted to play music, but I wouldn't say that I was naturally gifted to be a football player. But like I tell people all the time, 10,000 hours at anything, you become professional at it. So I was working my butt off as a football player, and I became really good at it because I worked hard to do it, which moved me out of my natural gift, which was music. And so I think the back surgery was God's divine intervention, Ain't no telling, a lot of the times we pursue things in life based on what our family might want or what our friends may be doing, but it's not necessarily what God called us to do. And so for me, I was forced out of football due to the back surgery, and opened up the avenue for me to get back into what God actually put inside of me from birth, And so in that period of time, it was a very dark period of time, obviously, going through a back surgery, losing my football scholarship, all those kind of things. And that story is a lot longer and deeper, but I won't get too far into it. But
you're welcome to if you want to.
Well, sure. After the injury, I was forced into, getting a job because I lost the scholarship, I transferred from the HBCU to PWI, a smaller Division II school. And I dealt with a lot of racism there. I dealt with a lot of just a lot of garbage, man, that I wasn't used to. It was a culture shock because I grew up in an urban neighborhood, and going to PWI, a smaller school where I was a minority, was very challenging. And so once I was off the football program, I started to see, okay, these people don't care about me because I'm not benefiting them anymore, their school, their community. I'm not winning football games, essentially. And so for me, I started working, and then I was hard-headed, so I started to do other things that, I shouldn't have done. And eventually I ended up getting in trouble for it, and I ended up losing everything, my jobs, my house, everything. And and I moved back to Kansas City, and I was really in a dark place. And I'm like, God, I need you to show me what it is that I should do next in life, because I had all my ducks was in a row for football. That's the only thing, I had tunnel vision on that. And when I lost that, it was more of I had to reinvent what it is that I wanted to be, So I went through a period of time where I kind of like disconnected from people that I knew, one, from embarrassment, because everybody had an expectation for me to go so far when it comes to football. And secondly, because I just wanted to figure out who I was as a person. And that's something that a lot of us don't take the time to do.
That's true.
And we go our whole lives and we don't know who we are. We just know who they say we are, what
Mhm.
job or where, that kind of deal. And so I was fortunate enough to have enough alone time by myself to figure out, okay, what do I like? What do I want to be? What do I, actually enjoy?
Yeah.
And music, God was just screaming, music, 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 ministry, ministry, ministry as well.
Yeah.
So I got back into the church and I released an album called Renewed Mind, and it was a really good project. It was a
Mhm.
Christian project actually, and it did really good numbers in Kansas City. And
Mhm.
and if I'm fully transparent with you, a lot of people didn't receive it who I thought would in the Christian arena, and and what God showed me was there was a lot of people who had what's called a form of godliness and denying the power thereof due to this shell of traditionalism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm. I
Uh,
can understand.
Everybody's hiding behind this, facade.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And me being you obviously understand that I'm very authentic and very outspoken. And so I became, kind of like a problem child, a little bit. And it kind of dissuaded me from being a part of the quote unquote American Christian church. So I took those experiences and I said, you know what, I'm gonna not do it for the church, essentially. I'm gonna do it for God, and I'm gonna do it for people.
Mhm.
Amen.
Now the challenge there is when you're doing it for the people, most of the time, you run into especially where I'm from, a lot of people have like a crab in a barrel mentality.
Yep.
If you're doing something, they like, hold on, nah,
Yeah. I'm not
um,
letting you get out of here.
it's very challenging, man. So I had to I had to leave, and I left my hometown, and it was funny, and there's a scripture that says Christ went into his own and they received him not, right?
Mhm.
Um,
That's great.
and a lot of that has to do with people only having a limited understanding of who you are. They remember me from grade school. They remember me from middle school and high school and college and things of that nature. But I'm something completely different now
Yeah.
because I've grown, I've learned myself. So, and so I moved away and people just started to embrace who I am more. And now, obviously, the people back home, like Mike John said, back then they didn't know me, but now
Yeah. Back then they didn't
you
want me.
feel where I'm coming from? So, yeah, man. So yeah, that experience of tearing my back up, obviously, like
Yeah.
even sitting on this chair for too long, I'm gonna have to get up and stretch a little bit
Yeah, you're
after
good.
after this interview. But that experience, even though I lost something great, which was the mobility in my back, man, I gained something even better, which was my gift that God gave me, and actually moving in that calling.
That's
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that. I love your story so much, and there's several things you said there that I want to hit. You said that your calling. We talk about your calling all the time, and I've asked people before, how did you know that you were called? And you said that you were saying that when you were speaking just now about how what was going on in your lifetime. And I'm going to throw a couple things in here. One is the fact that, God molds the right people. And I think all throughout the Bible, there's people that went through turmoils. I think it might even been Paul. I could be wrong, but don't quote me. I'm not the best at quoting Bible stuff. But who God was, I don't know if it was Paul that's persecuting some of the shepherds, but then ended up being one of the biggest.
Yeah.
It was Paul. Okay,
it
good.
was
Yeah.
Paul. It's
But it's
Paul.
God puts people in different things. A lot of times I relate to the story of Joshua a lot
Mhm.
with what he had to go through. And sometimes God puts the right people in order to do the most good, puts you in a place where you can do the most good. I know one of the quotes that I heard, and I'm not going to quote it exactly, so forgive me if it's wrong, but I read, I was going through a breakup one day and I was down. I was about to be going to school out in Los Angeles for acting. And a friend of mine who was super religious had this book by Max Lucado called A Leadership Book. And the page I opened up on that day was leave your mother and father's household and send me to, and I'll send you to a place where I'll make your name great and you will be a blessing to the people. It's along those lines. That's not exactly it. But I realized I was called then to go do that and to be that different kind of preacher, just like how you said, where you had been put through all those trials, but God still had his hand on you. You might have been a problem child to some, but you were God's child. And
Come on, bro.
I'm a different kind of preacher, right?
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and God has helped you to be a shining light more than football ever could have done, more than the people that try to keep you, the crab in the barrel mentality. Now they see that, hey, you're spreading your light where God meant you to be, because you were bigger than the position that you were in, and that, I guess, that area that you were growing up in. And so I just wanted to kind of say those couple of things right there, and because it was just, that's what I was feeling at the moment.
Nah, that's real, bro. I tell people all the time, man, if you ever have, want to learn what your purpose is, it's very simple. There's three things. It's what helps people, what you're naturally gifted at, and what you're passionate about. When you combine those three things together, you know exactly what your purpose is in life. And so, and that just so happens to be what music, it just so happens to be what it is for me. So, yeah, man.
Absolutely. Mom, you about to say something? Or
you want to say something along those lines, Brandon?
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay.
I love what he said.
One thing I wanted to ask you about freestyling and rap. What is the difference between those two? It's like spoken word. Can you explain that to the audience? Because I'm fascinated with it. I kind of understand it a little bit, but can you explain to the audience?
So the definition of freestyles kind of changed over the years. It used to be where it was completely non-scripted, non-written, just lyrics that you're flowing and putting together with what you see in your environment and things like that. But nowadays, people claim to freestyle, but they actually come with the written material and they perform and they call it a freestyle. So the way I freestyle, what you guys seen on social media, is completely organic. There's no scripting to it. Obviously, there's some memorization of certain phrases to, give my mind a breather, when I'm going between transitional pieces, but it's all right off the top of the dome. So that's kind of freestyle, but rap itself is poetry, it's poetry, but it's with rhythm. And that's really honestly what caught my interest at a young age. I was very good at writing poems. And I got to listen to rap and I'm like, hold on, let me, and obviously I'm I'm getting more interested in women and girls at that time. And then, it's like, let me write something cute for this little girl right here. She feel this, And so, and it was pretty effective too, I got to tell you. But, really it's just, poems with a beat or poems. A lot of people can do it a cappella. I prefer to do it with music, but it's just, poetry in motion, as you said earlier.
Okay. Yeah. And then what took you to Vegas? How come you end up in Vegas? I love Vegas, but how'd you end up there?
I moved to California originally after college, after the whole, back injury thing. And I got into cannabis for a while. And, I was growing cannabis in Northern California and moved to Vegas because it was cheaper. It was close, but it was cheaper, and kind of did the same thing here for a while. And I knew that I had opportunities, the same opportunities to do music in California, I would probably have in Vegas too, because everybody kind of comes to Vegas from all over the world, So that's originally why I did it. So.
Okay. And then other question, how the heck do you keep cool, man? When I'm there, I'm about to die in that heat.
Yeah, man, I don't go outside. So my schedule is weird. It's kind of crazy, man. Like in the summertime, I woke up earlier today than I typically would. Yeah. I usually, when the sun's out, man, in the summer, bro, I wake up at 3-4 p.m. And I'll go perform, at night.
Yeah.
But obviously in the wintertime, it's actually pretty cool here. It's like cold, And so my schedule changes a little bit then. But yeah, I don't fool with the sun here, bro. I ain't going outside.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say. Do you remember your first freestyle by chance? Your first freestyle moment?
In Vegas?
Or it could be in Vegas, or a time where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a shot. Like, you probably remember. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Do you remember your first time, maybe in high school, or?
Man, I've been spitting bars forever, man. It was a moment. There was a moment though. I was in college and I was with my boy Mike Love, and I think I was with Juvie at that time. Yeah, it was my boy Ray Berry and Mike Love. We was having a freestyle session, and man, we always, I always say, like, if we had iPhones and social media like back then, the world would have, they would have caught on a long time ago, man. But because those guys were incredible, and so we had a freestyle session one time, and man, it was one of them ones. And I'm like, bro, like, we made a song. There was I forget what it was. It was Looking Boy, I think the name was the song. It was a very popular, it was a trendy song on YouTube because YouTube had just took off. And we did our own version of it, man, and it was crazy, man. And somebody recorded it. They lost the recording somehow. But I took that as, okay, man, we have something here, and we were just goofing around in the dorm rooms, But it showed me that, not a lot of people are able or capable to do what we were just doing a few minutes ago. You know, and
Yeah.
so that was always in the back of my mind, even though I continue to play football or whatever. I'm like, hold on, I have something here. You know, I could possibly do something with this.
Okay. And now you're making music. Are you still making music? Do you have any places where?
Yeah.
Tell us about that too. Like, I guess.
Yeah. So I have a couple projects, man. I have a project I've been sitting on for. there's a project I've been sitting on since 2018.
Okay.
That I'm gonna release it, and I'm gonna predate it back to 2018 or 19.
Heck yeah.
Because it's a different sound. I produced the whole thing, and obviously, and it's more spiritual than the direction I'm going in now as far as like the artistry. So I'm gonna release that here in maybe the next couple months. But I'm working on a project with my boy K Malik. He's an incredible artist too, out of California by way of Utah. But we're working on a project as well. There's a few things, man. There's a few things. The internet wants me to release some of these freestyles and put it as a project too, to go into jail. There's a Punjabi in the lobby that I created a little while ago that's spinning all over the place. And people react that way. So I got to tell you, people react that way on the Punjabi because a lot of us in this culture we don't know much about India. We don't know much about anything across the seas. And even though it's kind of funny because they like, hold on, who this brother talking about some Punjabi and Musawala, right? But honestly, I was paying homage to that artist named Sidhu Musawala. He passed away. And gang violence.
Oh man.
And kind of, Sidhu to them is like Tupac to us.
Yeah.
So I was put onto him some years ago, man, and I was rocking. Even though I don't understand a word but he's saying, it was incredible. It's because music is, you don't necessarily have to. It's more of a feeling when it comes to music than what you're actually hearing, conceptually. So I gravitated to his music and the Punjabi genre, and so even though it was funny, the way it sounded, maybe I was really paying homage to that guy, man. So that thing's doing numbers over on. I think it's at like 3 million views on TikTok too.
Oh, amazing! Also, what is your TikTok handle too, or any place where people can find your music? I'll make sure that we say that.
Same thing. So King_Trot on Instagram and on TikTok and Facebook everywhere. So yeah, I might put just for the fans' sake, I might put the freestyles of going to jail, the Punjabi, those things together on a project and release it for the people though.
Heck yeah. And you're also proof, man. I just got to say that there's so much talent in the world. And a lot of times people don't get seen because of gatekeeping and, hey, we want to push this person. So I love the fact that you're an example of a person who is super talented. That song hits with everybody. And it's proof that if you give a person the opportunity or just God having a person in the right time for someone else to see it and for that thing to just take off. Like that's some like movie Disney stuff right there, my friend.
Crazy, man. It's really just work and consistency, man. Really, because I look at times in my life where I wasn't as known, and it was because I was inconsistent, And so being consistent, eventually, if you have a good product to give to the world, and if you're consistently pushing that product, somebody's gonna catch that thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And then I think I told you we might have you sing a song if you're able to do a freestyle or anything.
I'm down to do that right now, bro.
Okay,
all
right, let's do one.
Let's get it.
Let's do that. All right, cool.
Okay.
Let me put a beat on.
Okay.
Let me know if you guys can hear this beat.
All right.
I just picked a random beat too.
Okay. We can't hear it on our end, no. Yeah, we can kind of a little bit. Yeah, we can hear a little bit. Yeah.
I'll do what I can.
Okay.
Yo. Yeah. Yo. It's only right that they put me on the Buckle Up podcast because every time I touch the mic, I'm going to crash. Shout out to Brandon Rush and Mon Dukes on the microphone, man. They love what I do, man. I'm sick in the flu when I be rhyming, and I shine bright out here just like a diamond. I stay up on the block like a lineman, and I change timing. You know I'm rhyming. I'm nice with it. My flow cold like it's ice in it. I cut the beat down the middle and I slice in it. And you know what, brother, really got to check. Shout out to my homie with the nice Rolex, man. I stick it right there, and it's looking real nice, man. You know what, brother, on the mic, colder than ice, man. I get it in. I'm about my money, I'm a factor. And shout out to my homie Brandon, he an actor. Man, you know what, brother, been the truth. I be going crazy in the booth. If you looking for the best rapper entertainer in the world, dog, yes, sir, I'm the dude. Man, you know what, brother, been real. I'm the brother on the microphone that be showing these skills. And I got the music you feel. Yes, sir, King Trot, I'm the deal. Real talk. Much love.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. King Trot, man, you are the man. Dude, thank you
You
so much. That was awesome.
Absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
is absolutely gorgeous. I loved it so much. Oh,
Thank you.
look at
Thank
the
you.
look at the
Yeah.
words. Look at you spitting those words and spinning those bars. I
Yeah.
know, spit those words and spinning those bars.
Absolutely. You're the freestyling preacher. I gotta say.
Yeah, man, I suppose so.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here, Mom. Is there? I was gonna throw in the lightning round. I don't hold too long.
Yeah,
Unless
that's
you,
just sort of lightning round, and we
okay,
could. I mean, I love everything about you.
King,
I
you
love
are
everything
amazing,
about you,
man.
King.
Thank
I
you.
do.
And thank you so much. Okay, so this is the lightning round. Where we just ask you questions. You can either make them as long as you want to or as short as you want to.
Okay.
Lightning round: freestyle or written?
Written all day.
Yeah.
I prefer written. It allows me to be more, conscious about what I'm saying, And I usually when I write, it's completely different than the freestyles. The freestyles are fun, but I really like to go deep when I write. So written's all that.
Okay. Church or stage?
Stage for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, no, let me clarify.
Okay. Yeah. Go
So
ahead.
I don't. So church to me is what we're doing right here,
Yeah.
right? Because we're the temple of God. The kingdom of heaven is in us. So this is
Amen.
church.
Absolutely.
What they call church isn't necessarily what I prefer to do. I prefer
Yeah.
this type of interaction, right? So that's why I say stage. But if
Okay.
you're talking about what we're doing right here, I prefer this for sure.
Oh heck yeah. All right. East Coast or West Coast beats?
East Coast beats.
Okay.
East
I don't
Coast
know.
beats.
Yeah. Sorry about it. I mean, interrupt. You said East Coast beats.
Yeah, it's a lot different. There's a lot more soul in the East Coast beats, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's
Is there
why.
like a Midwest beats? Is there Midwest beats, or is it just East and West?
Well, we kind of like just get everything in the middle, but West Coast is more like 808s and bass, and then East Coast is more like melodies and samples and stuff like that. So I prefer that kind of music. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Favorite. Excuse me. One word to describe your style.
Uh, uh, Real.
Love it. Love it. Favorite artist.
Lauren Hill, guaranteed.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I
Heck
love
yeah,
Lauren
she's
Hill.
really good.
Mm.
Hardest word to rhyme. Ooh.
I don't know if any word's really hard for me to rhyme. I'm gonna put it together, dog. Gosh, people. The hardest word people try to give me is orange, but orange
I
is
was going to ask about that.
it's a simple word to me because you can bend the vowel and turn orange into alarm and swarm and norm and so you can make it a different word. So that's that. But people give me that word a lot when they want me to freestyle words.
Oh wow, just to test you, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Football or music?
Oh God, yeah. You taking shots here, buddy. I wasn't ready for that one. That's tough. I have to say music. Man, I love football though, man. But I'll say music.
I'm right there with you, man. I was a walk on the University of South Carolina for spring ball, but I never got to go the whole entire way because mom, she was right. She said, Brandon, we have bigger plans for you. God has bigger plans for you. But it was hard for me to realize that at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I told you I wanted you to own the team.
Yes, ma'am. She
Not,
did say that.
I hear you, Mom.
not to
Hey,
be
that's
beat
hey.
up by people watching you out there. I said you need to own it. And so
I
that's
love that.
what your
Yeah.
goal is. Yes, exactly. Get your body all hurt up and while people yelling on the side and going out to play afterwards and you sitting up there all broken up. Nope.
Bro, come on. You
All right.
preaching.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. King, a message you would say to your younger self, and that could be as long as you want it to be.
Um, don't listen to the outside noise. Honestly, I would tell myself what to pursue the gifts first.
Yeah.
A lot of what I did was especially when it came to sports, and I really wanted to. My dad was, he made it to the pros, and I
Oh,
wanted
wow.
to, I wanted to follow that path to make my dad proud,
Yeah.
obviously. And the people around me, the groups of people that I was around, they were athletes or somewhere in that field, but I always knew that there was something else. So I would have told myself, hey, go with that something else. Don't worry about making everybody else proud. They'll be proud of you one day.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. I love that, man. King, you've been absolutely amazing today, brother, and such a blessing. I always ask God to help me find the right people, and I'm glad that I was able to reach out to you, and that you were so, hey, I'm down.
Gotcha.
That means the world to me, and you've been a blessing here today. And
Mhm.
I wish you all the best. Make sure you send me a photo as well, and then I'll have
Yeah.
mom finish it off.
But King Trot, before we go, and I give you these few last words, um, what team did your daddy play on?
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Oh,
And
he
what
made it to the
position?
New Jersey. Yeah, he made it to the New Jersey Net. He ended up blowing his whole knee out,
Oh
and so
wow.
Oh,
he didn't make it
wow.
into the pros too far. But he got the tryout and things like that. He was really good. He played for Prairie View A&M. He was they
Okay.
called him Radar back then. If he sees this, he's gonna love that I said that. So yeah,
Okay. All
Thank you.
righty. Well, King Trot, your journey shows transformation and purpose.
yeah,
You've turned talent into connection and impact, and we're excited to see where your voice takes you next now.
Yeah.
So, I want to thank you so much for joining the Buckle Up Podcast universe, where we're now on 6 continents. We have over 19 million following the show, 900 and something odd countries and cities. And so we thank you so much for your time. We thank God for making you a part of the show today. We just love you. You have brought so much. You brought a different flair to the show today,
that's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
which we
Awesome.
love so much. So
I love y'all
God be
too.
with you and
Hey,
continue to bless
absolutely,
your
man.
work out there. And no more going to jail unless, hey, it's somebody else.
Yeah.
I ain't going. Yeah.
Yeah. King Trout, we give everyone a round of applause, man. You've been awesome, brother.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Excellent
you.
job.
Yeah,
Well
absolutely. Hey,
done.
stay in touch, brother. Send me a photo, and then I'll have this up in a few hours for you.
Sounds good, man. Much
All right,
love.
man. Be blessed, man.
All right now.
Bless. All right,
Going
take
to
care.
jail. He
Oh,
was great,
Brandon,
man.
that was fabulous. He's fantastic.